Going to yeah, that's recording.
All right,
If you go back here, what happens?
dude, we're recording.
Okay. Click it back on. This will take you back to the meeting. It's recording. You see the top right corner? That's a little record button.
Right. Well,
The little red one up there. Yeah. That should be it. And then
I'll just edit that shit out.
yeah, of course. Give me all the files at the end of the day. I'll have the guys start looking.
All right. So we're ready to record.
3, 2, 1.
Action. Hey, well, welcome back, Brad. Appreciate it. Good to see you. We've got again Cam, the closer, in the office in studio. So we're going to follow up from our training this morning, which was how to price an ESW job on the website. Then now we're going to show you how to take that, download the PDF, and put that into a proposal. And ultimately, a contract. Give an example. We got to make sure you're proficient at this, simply because Justin Hastings is currently in a home this morning at 10 a.m., sells a $60,000 window job in Delray Beach, and he gets them committed. He gets them to give a $5,000 credit card payment. He financed the balance. He got the financing done. He was able to do that online. And then he's now struggling. He's got to go. He left the house and has got to go back and try to do the contract in Lee. He called me and John, and we're trying to, get him through that process. So it's not complicated. It's very simple. But just like anything else, repetition is the mother of all success. Before you guys run an appointment on your own, you should do this 2 or 3 times. Sample contracts. Do it as a test if you have to. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're now going to go back to ESW. All right. And this is a test. This is the test that we did earlier. So I'm going to open that up. Let's see. So we're in ESW ordering software. Here we go. This is the one that we did earlier, for example. Now, we're ready to make a proposal to the customer while we're in the house. Now, you've already worked your numbers on your calculator, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Remember, as you get down here, we talked about it before. You're going to have installation. You all have an installation price. You did a fantastic job, Brad, of breaking that down in the 8 steps. Thank you very much. You got your permit cost in here. In fact, Randy was just in here. He's got $180,000. Is it $180,000 or $150,000 job that he's getting ready to close on a church, and he's thinking he's going to do a $1,000 permit. No, that's a $5,600 permit. So if he would have put his permit in there at $650, he's upside down $5,000. How do you know that? Well, always feel safe to assume that it's about 2 to 3% of the job. So on $150,000,
$5,500.
$5,500, 3%. Now, if it gets down to negotiating and that, that permit cost is killing you, then obviously you got to find, you can take it away somewhere else, or increase your value to show that $5,500 is worth it. And again, anybody here in South Florida understands that our building code here is very, very stringent, and it has to be done by building code. We have to pull permits, and they usually get that. On a job that size, 5% or 3% is not a big deal. $5,000. Anyway, all right. So you got all your numbers in here. The last thing you're going to do when you're ready to go create your proposal/contract is you hit the download your PDF right here. It's going to take a minute to process, and you're going to download this without price. And again, this is all this time, your iPad's facing you. You're across the table from the customer. They don't see any of this. All right. In fact, if you've had your phone and you're working your numbers the whole time with installation, here's my cost for installation, here's my permit, and then here's my markup, 225%, 300%, whatever it is you're going to do. And you flip that sucker around and go, here's my price. Here's your price. Okay. Processing, I don't know why it's taking forever. We are on the internet. We do have service here, so let's see why it's taking a few minutes. Come on, process, baby. And I have some others in a file if we need to. So if this doesn't download here quickly, we'll just go and we'll do a mock-up. No problem at all. Taking too long, right? So we'll just keep it simple, right? So let's get out of there. Anyway, it's not gonna let me out of there. It's got me captive. All right, so let's get out of there. And we're going to go into Sales Pro, all right? Now, I think we did a test yesterday, didn't we? We did a test on here. So we're going to just use that one again for now. Let's see what's in there. I don't remember if we did download something yesterday. So we are going to have to, let's see if it gave us. All right, we're going to use this one for now just as a sample. So now you've got your PDF downloaded for your ESW order. The price, right? All the specs and everything else. No numbers attached. So here we are. We're in this estimate. This was, let's say, for example, this is a test customer. So we just select a test. We go to estimate. We're going to go down. Move you over here. We're going to add section. And we're going to put right here, we're going to put proposal. Okay, next. Item number. Again, put whatever you want. You can put test proposal or ESW proposal, whatever you want. Details. Now I'm going to email this to you guys. It should be in your notes or in a Word doc or something you've got very quick access to. Mine's right here in my notes. This section right here. You just simply click on it. We're gonna select all, or if it gives me the opportunity to select all, if not, I'll just do it myself. Okay, and then copy it. Close that back out. Go right back into Sales Pro. Paste it. This is the part that tells them that we're giving them a 100% lifetime transferable warranty. You can even put in here 100% double transferable warranty. If you, in fact, I like it like this. That way, if I got to get to the close, and I use, hey, I can give you, I can upgrade you to a double lifetime warranty. But you'd have to take out the transferable verbiage here if you were going to do that, because that's what makes it transferable is the double lifetime. Okay, so you got everything in here. Miami Dade, high impact velocity, category 5 approved NOA. You hit 1 here, and then you're going to put your unit price in here. So again, let's just say, for example, that previous price was $33,000. You put that there, and you hit save. So it added it in there because there was already $33,000 in there. No big deal. We're just doing this as an example. Now you hit save, and you can title it here if you want to. You can put the customer's name, Dominic Wilkins, or you can put test again, whatever. Save it, and then you're going to go from here. We've already saved it. All right, so sorry. And then you're going to go right back over to proposal. Now from proposal, you're in proposal. I'm going to show my customer the proposal. This is your final deal. That number that we agreed on the phone. So I started with my 300% markup, and then we negotiated, and finally got to a number that he was ready to, okay, that sounds good to me. It looks good. Or whatever bottom number you came to, that's the number that should be in on this proposal. You with me? Not anything else, because that's what's going to print out. So from here, I want to download. So I'm going to add from my device. I want to download that PDF that we downloaded from ESW. So let's just say, for example, for the sake of this, the most recent one was this one right here. Boom. The last one I did. I'm going to open it up, and it's going to put it into my proposal. Then I'm going to go down and select USA Green Windows. Then I'm going to go down to select Terms and Conditions, and I'm going to hit Next. Everybody good so far? Now you can move these around, toggle these around if you like. Some people want to show our proposal first and then show the product breakdown. Some people like to show the product breakdown, then get into the price, and then the terms and conditions last, because that's the most boring. Save and continue. Now let's just go back to that real quick. If you do indeed want to move and toggle these around, you just hit the, and then just move it up and down. Hold it and move it up and down. Okay, if you need to move it. Anything in Leap, Sales Pro, that you want to move around up or down, you just press it, hold it, and move it up and down. Okay, continue. Number of windows and doors being installed. Let's say there's a total of 18. Measurement was taken from the inside of the house, but the configuration is from the outside of the house. Configuration meaning XO, OX,
Always
right?
outside.
The GC measures, right? They do their configuration from the outside. So that's outside. Next. Now, here's your proposal, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. This is whatever, this is the price that we negotiated. Here's the windows schedule. Boom, boom, boom. If you want to really get into that and start getting, there's really not a need to sit and go through all this. If they ask you questions, then by all means, stop. Say, I'm going to email this to you anyway. You're going to have this, so you can go through it all you want. Here's your sliding glass door. Here's your other sliding glass door. Boom, boom, boom. In this particular case, I put notes down here. We're doing a 36-inch half circle 2-panel front entry door with 2 side lights. Okay. And I can attach a picture in here of that as well if I want to, and you should, to be honest. And then boom, I hit send, and that's going to go right to their email instantaneously. I can hit print if I'm at their home and I want to print it on their printer, or you're at the office and you want to print it and have one for your file, you can do that. Or review, which is for you. Or me, you can send it to me. Hey, I'm going to send this to my boss. I'm going to send a copy to myself. You can, send it to whomever you want right here. You can multiple people. Send a review, and it's going to send a copy of this. But obviously, you want to send it to the customer, you just hit send. All right, and it's going to send it straight to. I'm not going to hit send because this is actually attached to a customer that I'm negotiating with now. In fact, that $33,000 job, here they are right here. I ran this appointment over a week ago. Okay. And they're still texting me. We're still negotiating. Here it is. I'll show Cam right here. I don't know if you can see that. Brad, can you see that on camera? So their first question was, remember I put in the notes, a 36-inch half circle, 2-panel front entry door with 2 side lights. So I sent her a copy of that in a text. I sent her also a copy of the lifetime warranty that I'm going to give her as an upgrade. Because I told her we usually charge $4,000 for that extra. She's like, wow, love it. I love it. Right. I said, we charge an extra $4,000. Okay, great. Let me look it over with Kenny. Here's your door. Okay, wow, I love it. And then the last thing she says to me is, can you price a double door now instead of the single door with 2 side lights? Can you price a double door? Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, she doesn't have enough width there for a double door.
Yeah.
She's thinking because she has a single 36-inch door with 2 side lights, they're only 8 inches apiece. So 36 plus 16 is what?
52.
Right? And you got them all and everything else in there. So the opening's about 54 inches wide.
Yeah.
You can't, there's no way you can put a double entry door there.
Yeah.
So I tell her, well, that's not possible. Okay, get it.
And so this process of going back and forth, I think, is important, right? Because I'm assuming that, any new sales rep that watches this, they think that they're just going to walk in and make a sale, right? And it's going to be so smooth. There's a lot of times customers need help decision making, and it's going back and forth.
You can see it right here.
Exactly. So that's
the way it plays out.
So that's the typical process of someone saying, "Hey, let me explore all my options before I go ahead and pull the trigger." And it's our job as a sales guy to, acquire them and help them, guide that process.
So, for example, to your point, yes, if you can get in there and get that, one-time close, that first call close, absolutely beautiful. But that's not always the case. This is a very highly educated couple. They're from New York City. He owns 2 restaurants and 2 bars in Boca. Okay, she's a very sophisticated. She owns hair salons. Beautiful lady, classy. They're slick, right? And they've had other bids. But when I was there, they're like, "We like you, man. We can tell you know what you're talking about. You're the authority. We like you. Let us comb through this." All right. So as you can see, she started texting me here, and the date on this was on last Saturday, after the appointment, the day after. I ran it on Friday night. "Hey, Mike, it's Jill. Just curious when you'll have the estimate to us." Because as I was in their house, it was a Friday night, 8 o'clock. By the time I measured everything up, I did the presentation, I did everything, and they were ready to go to dinner. They were shot. It was Friday night. They're like, "Listen, man, we love you. Here's a $200 bottle of wine." He took out of his wine cellar. He said, "Go home and have a beautiful glass of wine on us with your honey."
You need to go.
Yeah, but we're look. She's up getting ready to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
She was standing literally at the kitchen island getting ready to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich. He goes, "Man, my honey's hungry. It's time to wrap it up. But we like you. We like what you. We're picking up what you're throwing down." He said. So let's get this quote sent over to us. So as you can see, Cam, I'm not lying. There's my text message. She sends me over her email, which she'd already given me once, and then says, "I'm Mike, just curious when we'll have the email." I sent it over. I said, "I sent it once. Did it not come through?" She said, "Unfortunately, no. He didn't check his email. Send it to me." And so I said, "Okay, great." So I did. And then she started immediately, "No problem. I got it. I'll go over it with him." Boom, boom, boom. And then she says, "How much would this be in payments?" And I said, "Good evening, y'all. I already emailed the proposal. I'm not sure if it showed the payment, but I can do this with Pace, Renew Financial. True story. You can see it right there. Cam, right here. And I said, I can do it for $383 a month and no payments due for about 13 months. Also, I included the double lifetime warranty, which is a $4,000 add-on. Okay, great. Love it. I'll look over it with Kenny again. Can you send me a picture of the door? Boom. I sent a picture of the door. And then she says, "Okay, great. Can you price a double door?" I said, "Unfortunately, we can't do a double door. Your opening's not large enough." Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so and then she hits me back, and then this was last night at 5:29 p.m. "Call me tomorrow when you have a time to talk. Just curious how many years the financing is for, and can you do a doggy door in our on the sliding glass door?" So to the answer to that question is, so I got to do negotiating here, but I've got them. They're connected.
Yeah.
I've got a potential customer here. I'm very highly.
They wouldn't be asking this question to everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now the answer to their questions is, let's go through that real quick. "Call me tomorrow. Just curious how many years." Well, obviously I put that payment on a 30-year with Renew Financial.
Yeah.
And I'm going to explain to her when I call her. We'll call her when we get off the Zoom together, so you can hear it, which will be, that's a 30-year, so I can get your payment as low as possible, but no prepayment penalties. You can pay it off as soon as you want, right? Save all that interest if you pay it off early. But the beauty is you've got the lowest payment possible. Boom, boom, boom. Try to close on that and then move on. As far as the doggy door is concerned, we can't put a doggy door in a sliding glass door, but they make a doggy door insert that you can attach to the end of the frame and inside that frame, and then your sliding glass door just butts up to it.
Okay.
And that panel has a doggy door at the bottom.
Okay. So like the bottom left or right corner.
That's correct.
You have the doggy door and it has its own frame in there.
Yep.
So
and it sits right into that frame, and their sliding glass door will butt right up against it.
Okay. And that door typically is not the moving door.
No, that will be the moving door.
Oh, it would be.
Yeah, you need that slider, the one that you typically open and close. You need that to butt up against that doggy door.
Okay. It's not connected though.
No, it's not connected. You can,
Okay.
So again, where's she gonna get that at? I'm gonna be like, you go find it, and I'll put it in for you for free. I'll install it for free. They're all over the internet. Sliding glass doggy door. Go find the product. You get that. I'll install it for you for free. I'm not getting involved in that.
Yeah.
Right.
Pick whatever you want.
Now there are lots of swing doors, entry doors that have doggy doors in them,
sure,
but not a sliding glass door. She could have a glass company come out and cut that for her, and then put a doggy door insert into it if she wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's gonna void her warranty on that door if she does that. But it's doable.
Yeah.
So there's lots of options. Just like, again, you were sitting in here. Randy came in, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Brad, you heard the conversation that we were having. He's got a customer. Again, he's closing a $150,000 deal on a church. And the doors on this church are 200 years old. And they have glass in them, tombstone-shaped glass in them. And they're very elegant. And the guy does not want to change those doors out. He's not going to do that. However, he wants to know from Randy, his salesman, can you put hurricane impact glass on top of that? I don't need a warranty. I don't even want, like a permit on it. I don't need anybody to know we even did it. I just want some protection.
On the glass that's 200 years old.
Yeah, on the glass that's, 20 or 200 years old. So the answer to that, Randy goes over, talks to Jennifer, and she says, we don't want nothing to do with that. Granted, yeah, as a window company, no, we do not. You're correct. But can we, as a service to him, if we're getting $150,000, can we go find a glass company who can go out there and cut a template?
Sure.
And then come back to their shop and cut a piece of hurricane impact glass, the perfect fit for that tombstone, and then go out there and literally just take that insert, put it up in there, and then glaze that with a clear silicone sealant. And that's what the guy wants. Can we do that for him? Absolutely. I'll provide you with that. I'll do the headhunt. I'll find the resource. We'll find that for you, but that's up to you to go do. We can't sign off on that because we can't put our name on USA Windows and Doors if something was to happen to that 200-year door of yours. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. There's always ways to get it done. I have many times as a general contractor for almost 30 years. I had to do some really off-the-wall stuff to make a happy camper and customer. But damn it, if you want the job bad enough and you want to be that guy that everybody comes to and says, you're the man. I heard you did this for them and that for them and this for that. Can you do it for me? Absolutely.
Everybody wants to be
for a price.
Everybody wants to be known as the guy that goes above and beyond.
For a price?
Yeah.
For a price. Sure, I can do that for you.
These are the times where it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So easy to do. We can certainly do that for this man, but he's going to, we're going to guide him in the right direction, let him do that and everything else. So we good here? So now we want to, this is if the guy's not buying today. We're going to send him that proposal, just like I did them the next day, and bam, he's got your proposal. He's going to shop you. He's going to do whatever. Now, let's go back. And now he's like, okay, I love what you've prepared for me. I like the price. I got a couple other things that if you could do for me price-wise, this, that, and the other, and you negotiate maybe an advertising assistance program, yard signs, or something else. and you got to negotiate a little bit of number, making sure you never go down past your 125% floor.
Mhm.
You're good. Now it's time. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a deal. You go to contracts. You're going to do the same thing you did on your proposal. You're going to go add from device. There's their USA or ESW drawing. You're going to add that in just like you did on the proposal. You're going to select USA green windows and doors. Nothing changes here. Same terms and conditions. All right. And then hit next. Same thing that you did before. Arrange the documents. If you want to move those around, save and continue. How many doors, windows and doors? 18. We're doing the same thing all over again. But now we're actually creating a contract. Now you want to put photos in, because if you're doing a contract, you have to have photos of each window and door. Okay. So I highly recommend that as you're doing your measure, you've got your iPad and you just snap a quick picture. Mm-hmm. If you turn this contract in without pictures, they're going to turn it right back to you, just so you know. So if you sell this job on a Wednesday and you got a $3,000 check coming to you on Friday, you can nix that shit. Okay. You just caused yourself a problem. Yeah, you get it the next Friday, as long as you get me the pictures, right?
Yeah.
Pictures that helps the whole entire team. Everything from the final measure guy to the order department, to the permit department, to the inspector. Everything is contingent and hinges on you having a complete packet put together. Mm-hmm. Now you've got your pictures in there. Again, anything you want to add additional details in here. I can swipe if I want to get rid of some of this stuff in here. Let's say, for example, that was my original quote, because we added two together. You remember seeing that? I added a 33 on top of a 33 just for examples, just a sample. Okay, so now I've got everything in there. This is my contract. I've got everything. I like that there. We're good. My number of windows and doors. Now here we got to get down to, there's additional details. Great. Homeowners association, critical. When you're with the homeowner, you're going to toggle on, and I need at least two things here. I need the homeowner association name. Almost all homeowners have a booklet, or they have some kind of brochure or something with their homeowners information in it. Maybe it's on their phone. I need the name of the homeowners association, right? Pebble Creek Estates. I need a phone number, and I need an email if possible, because they're going to have to email that HOA and get the documents signed that they need. Customer says, "How long is this job going to take?" I say, all depends on your HOA, Mr. and Mrs. Customer. Some HOAs only meet once a month, and it's the beginning of the month, and they don't meet it in the month. There's 30 days shot right there. And then if they sit on it at any length of time, that's 6 weeks gone by. I can't do anything. I can't place your order without HOA approval. I can submit your order without permit approval. That's not a problem, but I can't do it without HOA. So now let's just say that they got HOA. Now it's not gonna let me continue on if I say I have an HOA, so I'm gonna toggle that off for now. Payment options, which again, we'll handle that in financing. If they're going to do credit card and things like that, I'll show you that. So now it's going to tell me when I try to go next, it tells me I'm missing a deposit or I'm missing payment information. So perfect. So here we are. I'm not giving any discounts because we've already negotiated that before we got here. Remember?
Yeah.
We've already negotiated all that. So there is nothing. You're going to not touch this. No need. There's my price that we agreed on. Deposit, if they're paying check or cash or credit card, is going to be $33,000. Half of that is 50% down. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
40% when the job arrives. to our warehouse and 10% after final inspection. Can we change that ever? Some customers go, I've been screwed before. I've been scammed. I can't do that. Sure. We have other terms that we can do. We've done a third before. But you got to get manager approval for that. Don't go doing that yourself. Call me while you're there with the customer and we'll look at the numbers. Deposit, form of payment. They're doing cash, check, credit card. How are they doing that form of payment? But let's just say that they're giving me a check. I'm going to take a picture of the check. Okay. On your iPad, so you can attach that and send it with your deal. The check number, 123. The check date, today's date. That's fine. And did you notice that it didn't put a date in there when I did that? Why? Because you have to toggle it at least once. And now it'll populate for you. Should. October the 11th. Check date. I don't know why it's not working. Interesting. There we go. So we'll just post it, put it for tomorrow's day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do most people pay by their deposit by check, or they usually do a card?
They do both.
Typically.
If they want, now remember, you got to tell them you're paying that 3% merchant fee if you pay by credit card.
Yeah.
You have to charge that in there. Otherwise, it's coming out of your check.
Yeah.
So no problem. If you want your reward points, you want your miles, which I agree, I'll do everything on my card because I get a shit ton of miles.
You get 10% back on your 8%, then
there you go.
You're net 5%,
but otherwise 3%. Right.
Yeah,
you got to eat that, customer.
Yeah. And if it's 10 or 20 grand, you're talking big dollars.
Right.
$300, $500, $600.
Yeah. So an extra $500-$600 easy.
Yeah.
So again, what's more important to you? All right. Any financing? Boom, boom, boom. If we were doing financing, if we just select financing up here, deposit form, I guess we said check, right? So we did check number, check date. I don't know why it kicked me out of all this. 1, 2, 3. So here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Any additional details? Customer doesn't want to pay the balance of 40% until, or they want to pay all 50% at the end of the job. Mm-hmm. Again, get approval first, but make sure you put notes, more notes, and more notes, and more notes, and more notes. All right. Next. Now it'll let me go on because I've answered everything I need to answer. If it keeps kicking you back, you missed something. You missed HOA information. You missed some kind of payment information or finance information or whatever. All right. So now here we are. So it looks just like our proposal. It's going to give me my window schedule, my notes, and there's my contract. Here's that. Remember when we put it in the proposal, it transferred over to our contract, my notes that I pulled in from ESW, right? Customers getting 100% lifetime transferable warranty. There's my price. Boom, boom, boom. Here's your contract. Contract for $66,000, down payment of $33,000 by check, check number 123 on this date. Here's all the things that we're going to do for you, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. What about shutters? Let's say that their whole house, they have plantation shutters on the inside. What do you tell your customer about those shutters?
We do not. We will take them down, but yeah, you're responsible to paint them and put them back.
That's correct. Did you hear that, Brad?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, I always start with, we don't even touch them at all.
Yeah.
Because remember, if they've been up there for 25 years and that sun has been, right, blistering, they're going to fall apart or something's going to break.
Yeah.
A clip, something. And guess what they're going to expect you to do before they pay you that balance at the end?
Fix their shutters.
Fix their shutters. Put their shutters back on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your responsibility. I've never had a customer bark at that. If they ever did, it was more of a, I don't know anybody. My husband's old. He's in a wheelchair. My son lives in Tupelo, Mississippi. I don't have anybody to help me. I'm an old lady. In that case, I'm just going to tell you what I would do as a GC. I've been there way too many times. Cover yourself. I would highly recommend, because remember, you guys are in business for yourself. You're the CEO of your own company here. If I were you, I would go on Craigslist and I would find a couple handymen, take them to coffee, take them for coffee on a Saturday morning or Sunday, create a relationship with them, and have them on standby for any of this bullshit. There's a lot of guys on Craigslist that are doing all kinds of little handiwork.
Mm-hmm.
Peddlers. And there's guys on to do big work.
Mm-hmm.
Right? For example, Randy's situation again with that glass. He shouldn't have had to come to me with that. It's okay. I don't mind helping him. That's my job as a leader, right? To lead. But he should already, he's a professional. He should already have these kind of resources. Because if he already would have had the resources, he probably could have closed the deal already.
Yeah, he would.
You see what I'm saying?
That'd have been tied up already.
Exactly.
Now he's got to go back and negotiate for $5,000, which is psyching himself out. In reality,
He's got himself all tweaked, right?
Yeah.
Over 5. Listen,
as
you should have closed it right
involved.
then.
As leaders, it's up to us to do everything.
Have a what's the old saying? The old Rolodex. I know you don't carry one of those now. It's Rolodex is in your phone. But have some handy guys, right?
Yeah.
Have a woodworker.
Yep.
Have a guy that there's tons of them on Craigslist.
Yep.
Guys that do woodworking.
All my family lives down here, does all this stuff.
Right.
My cousins.
Have a glass guy. Here's another good one. You will make yourself a lot of money and you will look like a freaking pro. Have a guy that does window and sliding glass repair at your fingertips. It will pay you dividends later.
It's a really good idea.
I'll explain to you later, Lucy, but it's very important. Be the freaking pro. So now I've explained to him, we require you to handle your shutters or your blinds even. But if nobody can help you, if you don't have family member, you don't have friends, you don't have a neighbor, you don't have somebody in the neighborhood, a handyman in the neighborhood in the HOA. Most of the HOAs have a little handyman.
Sure.
That you can get a referral from and get that done. But if not, Miss Jones, I'll get that taken care of for you. I'll get that taken care of for you. All right. Paint. Do we paint anything?
No.
It tells them in our contract, we are not going to paint anything. We'll take care of your stucco. We'll re-stucco the outside of that window. If we tear up that stucco when we take out your window, we'll fix that, patch it up for you, make it really nice, paint ready. Why don't we paint?
Paint. Trying to color match is almost impossible.
It is impossible. If their house is 20 years old, that yellow's faded over the last 20 years, and now she's going to give me a bucket of paint out of her garage. Right? That once we mix that, put the mixer on that, mix that up, it's bright yellow.
Yeah.
It's not going to look good.
It's dry, definitely. Yeah.
So and again, I've never had a customer go, "Oh my God, no." Like, okay, I got to get the paint.
That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So paint. And then terms and conditions, the same ones that were on your proposal. They want to read through all that. I sent it to you in an email. You have it, or you're going to have it as soon as we sign this contract. Here, I need to get this out of here. I don't know why mine is still showing this. None of the sales guys does, and I don't know why mine does. This should just be our USA Windows and Doors a warranty right here. I don't know why it's still pulling this one up. I'll fix that. It should already have done it. And you're ready to go. Now, you just right at the top right corner. It's time to sign this baby. So, Mr. Miss Jones, here we go. Miss Jones, Mr. Jones, Mr. Miss Jones, have read the understand and all the pages of this contract. Sign it. As soon as they sign, next, right? Now, it's ready to send the contract. If you want to print it, print it. You want to send a copy to yourself, you're going to get one anyway in your email. So there's no need for that. But when you hit send, Boom, that contract is gone. Home office gets a copy. You get a copy, customer gets a copy, everybody's happy. That's not complicated. It's the same thing actually that you did in the proposal. It's just now it's a few little extra steps. Any questions on that?
No, I'm good there.
All right. Now we have done the pricing in the SW. We've now converted that into a proposal / contract. Now it's like, okay, now the customer says we need to do financing. So your question is, which you should have already discovered this back when you started working all your numbers. You should have discovered if it's finance or not. But nevertheless, okay, so now they said, no, we want to go with the lower payment. We'll do the 30-year on our tax bill. No money down, no money out of pocket. We're ready to go. Then you simply go to, at that point, you're going to go to, and I don't know if I have it on my iPad or not. I should.
What are we going to?
We're going to go to Renew Financial. I know I have it on my desktop because I don't go out in the field, so I have all this stuff. But let's see if we have it on here. Huh? You see?
Down for the middle of the screen.
These damn. Why? There we go. Renew Financial. So, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, here we go. Now I need to log in if I'm not logged in currently. Because do you want this attached to your, so we got to make sure that their home qualifies. So we're going to put an address in here. So let's just say for the sake of doing this on camera and training, let's put in Kenny's home, the guy that I did the other night that I'm working on that deal. 769 Villa. Shoot. 769 Villa Portofino Circle. That's him. Look it up. Based on your home address, PACE is available as a financing option. He's ready. He's good to go. They are available. That service is available in your area. Now, if we want to apply, we can hit apply here, or you can call the number 844-736, not 3934. I personally have always called it in because I'm with the customer and I want to get them engaged. And now, before you call this in, though, you've got to prep your customer. And let me explain to you, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, how this program works. You do not want to sell them on this payment. You do not want to sell them on all of this stuff, and then they get on the phone with the customer service. No offense. God bless them. They're $12 an hour or whatever minimum wage is these days. And they have a script.
Yep.
And that's all they're going to do. They don't give a damn about that customer's financial situation or emotions or anything else. They're going to give them this script. And I'll be honest with you, I've listened in 100 times on a speakerphone, and it scares me.
I just got off the phone with my car company, give me a loan, and they were robotic as it gets.
Yeah, exactly right.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yep. Get this. Yeah. Yeah. Yes or no?
Right.
All right.
You're going to pay double for this thing.
Yeah.
If you take out, 72 months to pay it
They
off.
scare the shit out of you, man.
But it's true.
It's true though.
So I say, this is how you explain the PACE Renew program.
Experience.
Mr. and Mrs. Jones, this is no different than the mortgage that you have on your house. When you went to closing, you were handed a settlement statement, a HUD statement, right? And in that settlement statement, it showed you what your purchase price was for the house. It then showed you what? Closing costs, finance charges, realtor fees, all these fees, right? And then you put it on a 30-year mortgage. So if it takes you 30 years to pay this house off, it doesn't matter what it is, 3%, 5%, 6%, 8%. If you take 30 years to pay this off, Mr. and Ms. Jones, you're gonna pay twice for this house. So that $500 loan became $1 million loan. And you know what? You're so excited at the closing. You're like, I don't care if it costs me $2 million. You own it. You're a new homeowner. You're excited. You're pumped. You're ready to go.
Because you're gonna put your money. Most people mentally are gonna put their money to work instead of giving a lump sum of money to their house. They're gonna use that money for the business or whatever.
Yeah.
To expedite the advancement of cash to then pay off the loan.
That's it. That's why they finance
That's the whole point,
the house.
right?
So, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, your windows and doors are a major purchase. They're a major purchase. So what we can do, we can use the PACE Renew program. There's no money out of your pocket, no money down. You want to have payments due for about 13 to 14 months, your first payment. Okay. And there's no prepayment penalties. You can pay it off early anytime you want. You can make deposits or what we call extra payments if you want to pay it off faster. It's just there's a minimum of $2,500. You can't do like $100 a month or a couple $200, $300. You just save up until you can make a minimum payment of $2,500 lump sum. Okay. And then what's going to happen is this is going to be on your tax bill every year. So you get your tax bill in November. You've got till June to pay it, but you get your tax bill in November. So what's going to happen is when you get your tax bill, not this November, because we're already past June, halfway through the year. So it goes on, it falls on your next November tax bill. When you get that one next year in 2024, November 2024, you're going to see an addendum at the bottom of, and of course, you know, we have the hard copies. You can show it to them if you like. You can laminate that if you want. And you can show them copies of this, what their tax bill looks like. And it's going to have Renew Financial on there. It's like a line item as a creditor. And it's going to give the amount of your loan for $66,000 in this case. And then it's going to let you make monthly payments on that. And that was all included. So, but also remember, just like your HUD statement, you're going to have a finance charge associated with this loan. Your house is collateral, just like it is when you signed your mortgage statement. Your house is the collateral. And if you don't believe that, miss 90 days of payments, miss 3 months of payments, and see how long you own that house. It's going to be on the auction site, right? Mm-hmm. I'll be bidding on it. Okay. So no different, same thing. Here, your house will be collateral. Your payments will be made, and then Renew Financial will show up as a creditor, if you will, as a lien on your home. No different. If you explain it like that, you're fine. Just like your mortgage, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, though, when you showed up and you saw that settlement statement and you were like, whoa, I'm paying how much in a closing cost? Oh my God, that's crazy. That's insane. But you went through with your closing, didn't you? Because you needed a place to live. You'd already bought into, you and the honey already painted those bedrooms mentally. You already updated the baby's room. You already did all that. You were bought in. You were sold out. You're not going to walk away now. And so the same thing's true with this. When we get on the phone with the customer service, they're probably going to freak you out with, you've got some finance charges that are 5% of the deal. Okay, that's the cost of doing business. Who are the two of the wealthiest industries in the world today?
Insurance, financing.
Insurance and banking.
Yeah.
Right? Why? because of all the fees.
Yeah.
All the fees is where they make their money. They'll let you go nowadays. If you buy a car, you got good credit, they'll let you go 6 months without a payment. But it shows up on the back end. Trust me, it ain't nothing for free.
Yeah.
It's just a promotion. So there's always a fee, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. So you see what I'm going through here to prep them for this? Because if I don't, you will lose this deal. Make no mistake about that.
You're setting expectations.
That's it. I have to describe this. All the bad juju that's out there, all the bad media, if you will, all the bad publicity that's out there about Renew Pace and any of that, the old Y Green program, because the salesperson never explained any of this. Oh, don't worry about it. You don't have a payment due for a year and a half. You don't, no worries. This is a government program. They'll pay your loan off if you don't pay it. I've heard that. I've actually heard that. Be the responsible one, do the right thing, and this program will work fine for you. I could get you on the phone with the vice president of Y Green, which is no longer here. Same thing as Renew. It's a PACE program. And I was doing over $2 million a month. $2 million a month in financing with Y Green in my last 2 companies. All day long. Now, oh my God, I don't want to put this on my tax bill. I don't know why. I mean, again, you got to lien on your house now with your mortgage company. What's the difference? If that's a problem, then we can go to a credit. And by the way, remember, PACE, Renew, it's not credit based. Anybody is approved as long as we go to the qualifier and see that their house is in an area that they can get it.
We know that before, though.
Huh?
We know that before.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But you have to, no credit score. They will do a soft pull on your credit, and they're going to tell you that on the phone. You're like, oh, they told me that nobody's going to check my credit. Well, they got to make sure that you're not currently in bankruptcy.
Yeah.
That's one of the stipulations. No credit score. It doesn't show up on your credit anywhere. Once you do the financing, because it shows up on your tax bill, doesn't show up on your credit report anywhere. So it doesn't drag down your debt to income ratio, which is huge. And then lastly, you can't be behind on any of your tax bills for the last 3 years. And you can't currently be in bankruptcy. Those are the only stipulations, and you're automatically approved. But if you don't want to go that route, which is a secured route, then you can go unsecured. Now, unsecured means that they're taking a little bit more risk, aren't they? The bank. So we have a program called Good Leap that we can do an unsecured loan, and the rate's 12.99. What is Renew Financial? 9.99. Whether you do it for 10 years, 15, 20, 25, or 30, it's still 9.99.
Simple.
Now that rate can be bought down if somebody's a real stickler for interest rate. Well, I don't want to pay more than 7.99. Okay, we can buy that down. It's going to cost you up front. You pay for it either way.
Yeah.
Nothing's free in America.
Yeah.
You love these people that say, I want the year interest free. No payments, no interest, whatever. Ma'am, sir, that is a gimmick of all gimmicks. You're paying for it on the back end. You're paying for it somewhere.
Yeah.
Nobody can give you anything for free. There's no such thing. Mm-hmm. Businesses aren't in the business of giving away shit. Businesses are in the business of making profit. So it's a gimmick, or it's a way that can eliminate some things for you for a year, but you're going to pay for it eventually. Because if after that first year, your interest rate goes up to like 18%, if you don't pay it off in that year, you with me? You're paying for it somewhere. So we can go that route if you want to go secured. Now it's credit based with Good Leap. I think we could go down as far as like a 625 credit score. They might have to show some steps, bank statements, tax return, or something like that. If it's co-owners, husband, wife, wife, these days, you don't know what you're going to get. He, she, I don't know. It's crazy.
This is getting a little offensive.
It's offensive for you, Cam. I'm sorry. Brad, I'm sorry.
Brad
Did
and
I
I
offend you?
identify as different.
Very
Brad, I'm
offended.
sorry.
I've never been so offended.
You've never been so, please forgive me.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said he's never been so offended. Please forgive me.
Shocked and appalled.
As what was his name? Larry the Cable Guy used to say. Remember what he said? Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me.
Oh man, exactly.
Lord, forgive me. Listen, y'all know that I'm not right. If you're watching this video and you're an existing rep or you're one just coming on board, you probably figured out by now, by the time you've watched this video, I'm not right anyway. So, you know, touche, my man, touche. All right. So Cam's over here dying because he's heard me talk way too much. Cam knows me a little too well. All right. So far, we good? We capiche?
Sounds good.
Again, this is very simple. It's a simple application, just like you would. We've all filled out applications. This is not complicated. All right. Now, here's another thing. You got to have, with Renew, you got to have at least 10% equity in your home. And they're going to pull that off of fair market value. All right. And they already have that in their system. So when they look you up, they know for sure. All right. So you submit your application. Again, I personally call. I'd rather do that because I can get everything, boom, right there and here it is. Have questions every step of the way. Boom, call the number. That way I can have the customer on speakerphone and I can get them done right on the spot. And literally when they say yes, the customer service rep will email their docs right there on the spot. They can pull them up on their email, on their phone, or on their tablet, or their iPad, or their laptop, sign them electronically, send them back, and then they're going to get something called an NTP, a notice to proceed. You need that notice to proceed before your deal's done. You're not getting paid. Nobody's paying you anything until you have that NTP from Renew Financial. Same thing true with GoodLeap, okay? GoodLeap, same thing. You can do it all online if you like, or you can call their customer service and they'll walk you through it if it's within business hours. I think they close at 8 p.m. All right. Try this a couple times before you go live. Go in here and do it for yourself. Do it for a brother. Do it for a sister. Take it for a test run. Call the number. Call the number. Walk somebody through. Again, until you sign something digitally, electronically, you're not committed to anything. Or you can even call the number and say, hey, I'm a new rep here at USA Windows and Doors, and I'm going through training. Can you walk me through that call? Why would you not do that? You want to hear it for yourself before you get a customer on there. You know what to expect. You're not freaked out. So that's the process. If, again, they're doing cash or credit card, you get a copy of the check. If they're doing credit card, you take a picture of their credit card front and back and upload it into Leap. You want a photo of that in there. If we would have selected, when we go back to Leap, if we would have selected credit card in here, it would have given us the ability, let's see, right here, form of payment. It should give us the ability to put all of our credit card information in here. If not, you can put it down here in additional details. Credit card number, expiration, CVC code, and then take a picture of it and upload it in here. All right. When in doubt, if something in here and you're kind of get nervous on your first couple deals, right, and they're pressuring you and it's late and you got to get your next appointment, or, you know what I'm saying? It's easy to get stressed out especially when you're closing a deal and you're writing all this up. When in doubt, slow down, do the best you can here, and get your phone out and take pictures of everything. That way, at least when you leave there the next morning, that night, you can upload so
Oh,
it
no,
doesn't get
I-
missed.
Mhm.
At this point, you've got a deal, so just make sure it's done right. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
You're not
Yeah.
gonna ruin the deal now, right?
You're not going to ruin it,
Yeah, just one of those situations.
but you
where-
can ruin it if you don't explain
Yeah.
Renew Financial to them.
Yeah.
They'll get all the way there, ready to go. We're in. Let's do it. And then they get that call from customer service
So
at
they're
Renew
hiding
Financial.
something, that's why.
They're like, "Oh my God, what?
You didn't tell me that.
Oh hell no, no! I'm not doing that deal." And they will back out on you.
Okay.
It writes.
Okay.
In my last two companies, it writes in Morgan's. I saw somebody back out of a deal, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of deals combined, maybe 2 or 3 times. Should never really happen. There are guys here that I've heard horror stories, and I won't point anybody out and I won't say any names, but I have heard horror stories that it's happened here probably at least 10 times since July or August. And it's no offense to them. They weren't trained on how to use the system. I'm going to do a whole video on just Sales Pro, Leap Sales Pro, start to finish. And I'm going to do it where we record it, and I'm going to have our rep from Sales Pro on with me and walk through each process and step by step by step. Same thing with Good Leap. We will have those videos for future reference. Always. All right. So with that being said, how's everything looking now? We're good?
Yep.
Would you
We're good.
guys feel confident going into the system and writing a deal?
Mhm.
Start, yeah.
All right. So that's what we're going to do next. We don't have to do it on camera. We certainly have to record it. But Brad, I would like, let's just go into ESW, price up. I'm going to send you a list of the items I want you to price up just to make sure we get the right prices. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna send that to you, and then you work that deal up. I'm gonna have Cam work that deal up and make sure we all come to the same number. How's that sound?
Yep, I'm gonna have to get to that tonight. Is that okay?
Yep,
That
that's
work
fine.
on that? Okay, cool.
Yep. All right, buddy.
Sounds good. All right. guys.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, and then, yeah, I'll be in touch later tonight.
All right, buddy. Have a good night. Take care.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.